On the one hand, there are lots of amal, ibadat, ahkam sharia, following of sharia. Even then, they are empty of iman. And here, a person who lacks the basic requirements of the ahkam of sharia, he is very weak in performance, in acting upon sharia, very weak. But he has a love of Holy Prophet ﷺ, love in his heart. So he is being declared as mu'min, and they are being declared as mulhid and out of the ambit of Islam. Munafiqeen, mulhideen and khawarij. So this is the comparison of muhabbah and amal, hub and amal, love and the act. Act is like, hub is like the seed. Love is like the stem of a tree of iman. Love is like the basic tree, basic stem, or you can say the seed. And al-amalu salihah, these are like the fruit which comes on the branches. If you bear al-amalu salihah and taqwa and ibadah, if you bear al-amalu salihah, the pious acts and deeds, it means your tree of iman is bearing the fruit. It has become beneficial. The people are getting benefit from the tree of iman. So your iman has become perfect. You understand the point? But, for example, take this thing that if there is the tree this year is not bearing the fruit, is fruitless. If it is not bearing the fruit, even then, would tree exist or not? Would the tree exist or not? If fruit does not exist, even then the tree exists. And if the stem of tree is cut down, it is burned, the roots are burned, then the tree has gone. Never fruit would become, never any fruit will come on the branches. So fruits are like the amal as-salihah. If they come, so it becomes the tree is perfect, giving the fruit and the people are benefiting from it. And if the fruits are not there, it means it is incomplete and imperfect, but still existence of tree cannot be denied. Love means the basic tree of iman. And al-amalu salihah is the fruit which appears on the branches. With amal, the tree of iman becomes perfect. And if there are weakness in amal, even then the tree does exist. If it is not bearing the fruit this year, it may bear next year. And if the tree or the roots are burnt, then never the fruit is going to come on the branches. So the basic concept, that's why Holy Prophet said here that the ahabbiyah of Holy Prophet this is the iman. This is the basis of iman. Now, next hadith, halawatul iman. Again reported by Sayyidina Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, anin Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qal, Thalasun man kunna fihi wajada halawat al-iman, an yakuna Allahu wa rasuluhu ahabba ilayhi mimma siwahuma, wa an yuhibba al-mar'a la yuhibbuhu illa lillah, wa an yakraha an ya'uda fil kufr, kama yakrahu an yukzafa fin nar. The next hadith is explaining the halawatul iman, sweetness of iman, narrated Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever possesses the following three qualities, only he will have the sweetness of faith. Only he will taste yazuku halawatul iman fi riwayatina ukhra. Only he would taste the sweetness and delight of iman. if he possesses the following three qualities. Which are these three qualities? Which are known to be the sweetness of Iman. One is the one to whom Allah and His Messenger become dearer than anything else in this world. And the words have been used, mimma siwa homa. They both, the word is, just I want you to concentrate on the word huma. They both, Allah and His Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he says, siwa huma. They both should be dearer to him than everything else in this world. First. And the second, he said, who loves a person and he loves him just for the sake of Allah. And the third quality, who hates to revert to kufr and disbelief as he hates to be thrown into the fire. This is love of Iman. And hatred hatred of kufr, hatred of disbelief. If a man possesses these three qualities, only he would be able to taste the sweetness of Iman. The first thing which is very important is the word huma. Almighty Allah has used the zamir of two. This is personal noun, zamir. But huma means this personal noun of tasniya for two, used for Holy Prophet and Almighty Allah together. This is not permissible for anybody else other than Prophet with Allah. This negates the concept of similarity. Nobody is similar to Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is Khaliq, the Creator. We are His slaves and servants. This is not against the etiquettes of divine statements that a slave, name of a slave is mentioned in togetherness with the name of this Lord. The Lord, the master and the slave, they are never mentioned together and said both. Almighty Allah never mentions His name together with the name of any of His slaves, any of His servants. He always segregates and separates the nouns and personal nouns for Himself and for the slaves and servants and for the ibad. Except for Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a great classical point to be understood. Literal, classical point. He did not say here, in Quran he stated as habba ilaykum min Allahi wa rasulih. But here in mentioning the personal noun, he has combined both in one word. That these both should be dearer to him than anything of this world. So it means that putting together in one word, mentioning together in the form of one zamir, mentioning Allah and His Messenger, mentioning Allah and His Rasul together in the form of one zamir, zamir of tasniya. This is only permissible for Allah and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and not for anybody else. Here lies the secret of huma. In the same way as Almighty Allah stated in Holy Quran, Almighty Allah reveals His blessings on mu'mineen, reveals His salat on mu'mineen. It is stated in Holy Quran, huwallazi yusalli alaykum wa malaikatuhu liyukhrijakum min az-zulumati ila an-nur. It is Allah who reveals His blessings Yusalli, sigha lil wahid. Allah reveals and sends His blessings on you. Wa malaikatuhu, wa atifa. And then he mentioned the malaika, the angels, separately. It means, huwa yusalli alaykum wa malaikatuhu yusalluna alaykum. Hadha al-ibara taqdiriyya. And he says, yusalli alaykum. This is for singular. Singular verb. Singular tense. That it is he who sends his blessings on you. And of course his angels also send the blessings or pray for you. لِيُخْرِجَكُم مِّنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ. He separates. Now, this is for the mu'mineen, for the faithful. He has kept the angels separate from his act. Because he is mentioning the faithful, mu'mineen. And when comes the aspect of mentioning of his beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu, brings the angels before the verb. When he mentions the mu'mineen, he places the verb, singular verb, before and brings the world of angels afterward to separate and segregate the both. He doesn't want himself and the angels to be declared as both. He doesn't want to put himself with angels together. He has separated, segregated. But when comes the concept of the blessings on his beloved Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he changes the way. He says, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu. Here is waw al-musharrika. There was the waw al-atifa. Here is musharrika lit-tashriq. He says, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu. He puts the angels together with him. Indeed, Allah and his angels, yusalluna ala nabi. Together they send the salawat on my beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He joins them in this verb for Holy Prophet. And he separates them from the verb for the mu'mineen. This is a special privilege given to Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And nobody else in this world possesses this kind of privilege. So here he says, Ahabba ilayya mimma siwahuma. The both, yani Allah and Prophet, they both should be dearer to him than anything else of the world. So the way of saying indicates that how closer he wants to be his beloved Prophet with him. How closer and nearer and dearer he thinks him with him to him. So he mentions his name and says the both. He puts his name together and we are here to separate them. To protect Tawheed, we are always trying to separate them. For the safeguard of so-called Tawheed, we are always worried for separating them, for differentiating them, for segregating them, making them apart, departing them. This is our Tawheed, and that is Allah's Tawheed, that he always puts his beloved's name with him, and he puts in Huma. He always puts his name with him.